Yeah.
Welcome to SIIUUUUUUSCribe show. Thought they said Europe was here. It's the land that's flowing with milk and honey.
What does an influencer do?
That's the quick test of influencing. Let's see how long you stayed online.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
easy to start. It's not very easy to stay consistent. So when people say, "Oh, everybody's an influencer," you ready? For how long? You know? Yeah. How much have they put into it? Like, are they playing the long game?
How has living abroad or living in Germany affected your career as a content creator or as an influencer?
The influencing market in Germany is not as lucrative as it is in the US. Brands are willing to pay more people in the US than in Germany. Disappointed in you, they appointed me. So if they say I'm not doing again, I'll just myself off social media.
How hard was it for you to find love?
In Germany,
Yes.
I'm a star people. If, for example, I end up never getting married, I would have still been fine. For example, I met my husband online on Instagram. Although when he reached out to me, he wasn't for dating double, it was something completely different. Life does not start and end with me. You probably don't know that it's a SIIUUUUUUSCribe show on YouTube, a podcaster, like subscribe. He has some very amazing things going on his hair. The first time I reached out to him, I was like, there's someone like this. Like, I didn't know that you were there to get. And last time looking at your page, I was like, oh, okay, interesting.
Hi guys, so welcome back to the SIIUUUUUUSCribe show. Today we have an amazing person right on the show. She is very wonderful. She's a popular face. She's an influencer, a content creator. I'm sure you would really enjoy this talk with her. Right, so stay and watch to the end. Right, so without further ado, I want to introduce you to young girl, Adaz Place.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Welcome to SIIUUUUUUSCribe show.
Thank you. Yeah. What motivated you to move to Germany?
I would say the German language is fierce. Yeah,
German language.
Yeah, I didn't want to jokes on me, but anyways.
Yeah.
I didn't want to relocate to a country where I could speak English, but I felt like it was too easy. I wanted a place where I would have to learn the language, because at the time I was into languages. Before I came to Germany, I used to live in China.
Yeah.
So I knew a little bit of German before I left Nigeria.
You learned German.
Yeah, I learned German in Nigeria. At the time I was learning German, English. I was studying English, like, how do you say, on my undergraduate,
Okay.
like in my undergraduate.
Bachelor's.
Yeah, my bachelor's. And I wanted to be like a language teacher.
Oh wow.
So I was doing what's it called? German, English. I was doing French. I was also doing Chinese at the time. These 4 things at the same time. Oh God. But then after I had graduated from school, I got a scholarship to go to China. And then I was not contemplating, should I take a scholarship to China or do I just move to Europe straight up? I got an advice from one of my friend's moms.
I'm a madman.
No, that is even not from a madman. I'm happy I took the advice.
Just
to be
kidding.
honest. Yeah. From one of my friend's mom. She said that because that time we knew that for Germany, you could come here and study for free.
Yeah.
But for me to be on a scholarship in China, they would still be paying me, even though they were paying my fees, right? So at least I'll still make a living. You get? So she was like, that it's better I go to a country where I will still make a living, like I'll still be getting paid, other than where, even though they're paying my fees, I'll have to look for a job, essentially. And that was why I decided to go with China. And then I stayed in China for 3 years. My program was 1 year language program, and then 2 years of master's. Afterwards, I came directly from China to Germany.
The rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is history.
What was your first and biggest cultural shock?
Coming to
Germany.
I don't know. Probably I wouldn't say I don't know, maybe because I was not paying so much attention to it, or probably because I'd already lived abroad. So for me, it was just, how can I get a job here?
Yeah.
Did you get? I wouldn't really say there was like a cultural shock per se, but something that was a little bit out of place for me, but it's not in terms of culture, was when it comes to registration here. Everything had to follow,
Bureaucracy.
our meldon, and they have to do tax ID. I've never done any of these things. We did it in China. Although I wasn't working per se in China, but we didn't need to do
all this plenty things.
And in Nigeria, we didn't have those things. So here it was like, from where to where? You want to tell me that before I get my money from Pintuba, I have to go and do that? Yeah, that was actually, and to be honest, I think something that actually shocked me was that it was not very easy to get, an apartment here. I'm like, is it not Europe? I thought they said Europe was where is the land that's flowing with milk and honey.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to some apartments. The apartments I saw, there was one place I went to, they said one room was going to contain 7 people. And it's a mix of both boys and girls. In Berlin, the way I ran, I say, one room, one very small room. They had bunk.
7 people.
7 people, and I'll still pay. It was it 450. Then like I say, it's hard.
Almost. Is it a prison? Is it even prison? They separate sports and separate gender.
And then there was a lot of fears. People were like, it's not, you're not going to be able to find a job. You're not going to be able to get an apartment, blah, blah, blah. A lot of fear mongering the time I came. But I guess once I got something, so when I got the apartment, it became a lot easier for me to even get apartments after that. So even after I moved out of my other apartment, I got apartment very easily from there. And then when I got my first job, getting jobs from now going to be easy. I think once you just get that first,
comes easier.
Yeah. That's how it happened for me. But yeah.
What is the biggest misconception about moving abroad? Like, you know how Nigerians, they think, as even me as a Nigerian, I go move abroad, you've blown. Our parents will go and give Thanksgiving.
Is that blown? Is that blown? The thing is, I wouldn't blame the people that think this way.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, people that live abroad always have this image that they tend to portray. And it makes people in, Nigeria, for example, feel like everything is rosy here. They don't tend to tell the full truth. I don't know why. Because kind of shaggy we are seeing here. I mean, to be honest, I am grateful for living in Europe because I believe it gives a level play field so that you could get some things, The system works to a large extent. I mean, compared to where we're coming from. However, it's not as rosy as people think it is. Most times when we tell people this, they tell you, come back now. I don't want to come back, I won't even lie. However, we need to call a spade a spade. That way, people can manage expectations when they are coming here. I mentioned the thing about accommodation. I was shocked when they say I have to share a room with 6 other people and still be paying for something, 450 euros per month. And then when I even left that place, when I got to another apartment, one other man like that, you see this guy. So I was going to share an apartment with him and both of us be cooking together. I said, as in how?
Husband and wife.
Is it part of the criteria to get apartments in this country? Like, what's going on?
They don't find husband.
And if you see the guy selfie, oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's one. People feel like things like accommodation is, very easy here. First of all, it's very expensive. Yeah. Even when you even manage to find, it's usually very expensive. If you compare whatever it is you're paying here, and here we pay per month. In Nigeria, most times, it's per year. So once you have that bulk money and sort your rent once, at least you can live in peace for in the next 11 months. Here, each month.
The hassle.
Hey, God. That's one. And then there is also this whole thing with taxes.
Yeah.
The way people pay taxes here. And I think it's in Nigeria, I feel you can start up a business. I mean, I know that starting up a business in Nigeria is a mess. Do you get? It's not as easy. But the truth of the matter is that you can start a business in Nigeria and you wouldn't have to deal with crazy taxes from the government, especially if you can bypass some of these things. Because Nigeria is not like, I don't know how to explain it, but you can get over some things, although it's not even a very legal thing to do, right? But here, you can't do that. your conscience won't even allow you to do that because the system has been created in such a way that
It's wired.
they trust you to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And psychologically, you're seeing yourself doing the right thing, even though it's not making you happy. But you have to do the right thing, because you don't know what will happen in front. The thing is that, oh yeah, they're watching you, blah, blah, blah. But it's possible that they're actually not watching you, but you just don't want to get into trouble. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there are different things around this whole the things you expect in if you're living abroad and all. But yeah, living abroad, to be honest, it has its own blessings. But I think you always need to come prepared. You cannot come here and just vibe your way. You cannot vibe it. You need to really come prepared. You need to know what you're doing here. Otherwise, you will lose your track. Imagine after being here for how many years? Was it last year or 2 years ago? Towards the end of 2023, I was still scared that I could probably be sent back home because I didn't have a job. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And you can imagine that I've already studied here. I already worked a bit here, and I was afraid that if maybe I lose my job now, what will happen to, my residence permit and stuff. So there's always this fear that, or more, if I don't get a PR very soon, something might happen. And even if you get a PR, guess you can work somehow. And then, I can't go back. Do you get? So there's always this thing.
Okay. Whereas people at home, people in Africa are thinking that it's all rosy, it's all
it's not
glamour.
Rosy. It's not all rosy. Things are easy to an extent, but it's just not all rosy. Don't think it's too.
Do you have people that convert your currency for you?
I used to have people that do that, but now I started using Send by Flutterwave. Yeah. Then when they were very active, I think right now they're not as active.
What I mean, like, say for instance, friends or family that tell you, like, if you get $1 or €1, that it's this amount. When they ask you for money, you say you don't have. It's not. They can calculate it for. It's not €10. It's not €15.
Forgetting that here you actually spending the euros.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not as if you're spending in naira here. But the funny thing is, I went home last year. Last year, and normal thing. You transfer money from euros to naira. As I was spending, I was spending my body because things were so expensive. And I think now it's even worse.
It's worse.
What is IJGB? Oh. I'm really doing this. Boy, yeah.
So, you are a content creator, right? And you do a little bit of, influencing, right?
I try.
Okay. How has living abroad or living in Germany affected your career as a content creator or as an influencer?
I would say, let's say, living in Germany particularly.
Okay.
Right. I would say it has a good side and a bad side. For example, things like Wi-Fi, electricity, I don't have to worry about. That's good. And I feel like there's natural lighting. Also, I don't know, I feel like this every year. Do you get? Unlike, I feel in Nigeria, a lot of things, if cock is not crowing somewhere, good. If God is not letting them pass taking the light, there's always something. Do you get?
Yeah.
And so for that one, it's really good. I also feel like, how do I say? One thing that has been, would I say, a bit surprising for me is that the influencing market in Germany is not as lucrative as it is in the US. Brands are willing to pay more people in the US than in Germany. For example, there was this TikTok thing that I went for, and then they were trying to replicate, we like a TikTok, no, it's not a TikTok shop, but trying to replicate like a TikTok creator thing. Apparently, it's been going on in the US, and then a lot of creators make a lot of money from there. So maybe like for one video, they could get like 10, 15K, or maybe let's just say on average 2K, right? $2,000. And myself and a group of other creators, we tried to do the same thing here. So they called us, gave us the briefing, blah, blah, blah. And so that they want to use us to try the whole thing. And we did it. For some of us, I think I made about 200 and something euros after how many videos? I didn't know even the money. I still no same. It's still there inside you or somewhere. Or I send me the money and I'm going. Tell me what my tears that one. I still no see the money. At the point I was like, see, he said no. I just stopped doing it. And sometimes they send me emails, messages. I'm like, going to create this content. First of all, you say it's for a company, and there are major companies. Like some of them are startups, but some of them are companies you already know. You do some of these videos, they put it out. They say it's based on the people that watch it and how they engage. What's my business with how they engage on it? Do you get? I'm creating the content, right? If you send it to more people, do a lot of sponsorship, blah, blah, blah. A lot of course, people will watch it.
Yeah.
You get? And now some people, I'm even doing like normal cut and join. Some of the creators were doing serious edit. The kind of editing will take you 7 hours. Imagine doing 7 hours and then the highest they'll pay is 150 euros. You say you go vex.
It's better you're doing it for yourself.
It's but exactly.
And be growing.
Exactly. So I've realized that doing content creation in Germany particularly, it's just because you want to do it. Just because you like to do it. Not necessarily because there's a brand somewhere that's looking at you to send you stuff. Sometimes they will send, but you don't see it as frequently. Once you just open TikTok like this, especially if you're in TikTok US, come with me as I open my PR brand. I'm not with me. I say, God, am I a potato? Why are these people not sending me stuff? Until I was thinking it was a me problem until I met with other creators people. And they all had the same issue. There was this lady I met there. She had, a TikTok account in the US. And she also had one in the UK. And now had one in Germany. The one in Germany had the highest number of followers, highest number of views, made the least amount of money. So we don't know if there's something.
How does one have TikTok accounts in different countries?
You have to have lived there. Like you have to have traveled to the places.
So you traveled there, you open an account.
Yeah. I tried to even do that here. I couldn't because they said I have to be in the country for the number of days.
So you don't have a TikTok account for Germany?
No, I have for Germany, but I don't have for UK or US. I tried to because they said that's where the money is now. So let me go and look for the money here.
Yeah, you can't. I think you try to open a US account here. Okay, yeah. I think it doesn't work, right?
He didn't let me. I think I even had to have like a US number or something. So there's no point.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, so that means the impact on your influencing or your content creation is like it's negative.
I wouldn't say negative. I'll just say it's like for me. The reason I still show up, even though this like towards the end of this year, I've been very tired. So I've not been showing up as much. But the reason I still like showing up is that it's something that for me it explores my creative, like my brain. It's something outside of work, outside of anything else. It's just me, and I see it as a way of recording my life. Because you never know. Sometimes I look at my old videos, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this time. You get so something that's really, really personal to me. That's why I keep showing up. Other than that, I wouldn't say it's negative because the money is a good side to it. Yeah. The recognition, the brand use, all of that is a good side to it. But what keeps you going if it doesn't come? And I still feel like there's something there. I feel like because even though maybe not from German brands per se. There are still a couple of other people that have reached out. For example, you now, for example. They say I've met a lot of people just by virtue of being online. Yeah, I have a lot of friends just by virtue of being online. So I wouldn't say it's a negative. Just not the way people want it to be, or it's still good for me somehow.
That is great. So how do you balance showcasing, the best part of your life with the actual struggles that you have in your life?
No, it's a balance. I have to share everything.
Everything.
I mean, the thing is, there was this video, or I don't know where I even heard this then. Somebody was saying that they understand you being authentic and you're sad, blah, blah, blah. But they don't want to come online to see content of you always being sad or you always crying or something like that. Because they feel like life is already difficult. So they want to come online to find reasons to laugh and all those things. And that kind of changed my mindset on how to. So whenever I'm feeling sad, you tell when you're making a video. And that's why I don't like to make videos when I'm feeling down.
Yeah.
Because the motivation is down. the drive is down. And in as much as you want to be authentic, I don't want people to watch my video and be feeling bad that they watched my video. Okay. So I try to separate that part. Although if I'm going through stuff, I might somehow hint it somewhere. For example, when I had like some issues at work, I still made a video hinting something like that. But you won't see me. I don't know how weird it is. I want to cry or carry. Wait, first, let me screen my camera. Prepares to insert tears. You tell me it first. Of course, it's a bit odd, right?
That's weird.
So I like to, when I'm feeling my feelings, I just feel my feelings, right? But then it's easier when you're excited, you just pull off your camera and you just want to record, right? So but somehow too, I also try not to be extremely overwhelmed, even with excitement. For example, when I was in my wedding and stuff, nothing was online. I only posted my engagement after I'd already done the first part of the wedding. Not because not because there was anything I was hiding. I just didn't have the energy to deal with all the messages that were coming. You know, I knew that a lot of people would wish me well and everything, but I also needed to answer like some of the messages, and there was a lot going on. You know, I was like, okay, and I'm done with everything. Will I give everybody the breakdown?
It's good that you mentioned your wedding, because I mean we'll come there. So like, how do you find, say for instance, you were creating in Nigeria, right? That is a different culture, and you moved. The people that watch your content now are some are Nigerians, and now some are now also German people, and also like a bit of Chinese people or something like that. How do you find a niche that suits the both audience? Like how do you create content that will appeal to German people, also appeal to Nigerian people and all your other audience, because of the different cultures that they have?
To be honest, when I wanted to create, or when I wanted to start this whole social media journey, I wasn't really thinking of how do I appeal to these people and appeal to those people. Do you get? I just wanted to. What I was thinking, or what I was focused on, is what problem am I going to be solving? Okay. And the problem I was solving, or the problem I believe I was solving, was this gap between the knowledge. Let me rephrase that. Like, it was a knowledge gap between those that were living in Germany and those that were living in Nigeria. A lot of people didn't know that there were a lot of opportunities you could get just by virtue of relocating to Germany, especially coming directly for work. Some people felt like, oh yeah, you always had to go through school. And if you go through school, you always had to go and do one kind of menial job like that, or lager job, exactly. So some people knew about the education thing, but they also did not know how to apply to schools, And some people that had already come in didn't know how to get set up here. So things like tax ID, social security, all those things. Because they were also foreign to me when I came, So I started with trying to solve that problem. And that was where I started from. And then I started creating content around that. And also by virtue of, because the first professional job I did was in HR. It was in people operations. And what people operations were, like, part of what I was doing then was helping people relocate from abroad to Germany. So when I was doing all of this, we were relocating a lot of people from Brazil, from the US, from not a lot of people from Africa. So I'm like, is it that people don't know about this, or that people are not qualified to apply for these things? What exactly was the issue, And then I started creating content around that. And then with time, a lot more people now stay, coming in. So some people, they'll come in, some people they'll ask questions on how they'll come in, how they'll do their CVs and all of that. And then when they start coming in, they also start reaching out, oh, how do I get settled in? How do I get this? How do I do another? How do I do for apartment? Those kind of things. That was how I started. Okay. Yeah, I know that right now I've kind of deviated a bit. I don't give everything news in Germany as it used to be, because I'm also trying to infuse more of, lifestyle content, right?
Vlog.
Yeah, things like that, because those ones are they're easier to do. And it's just your everyday life. It's not every time I go looking for news, because news is also depressing. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was actually how I started.
Okay. Have you felt like have you felt like there's a challenge in maintaining your, say, the image you have? Like for instance, you have an image as a creator, right? And you need to maintain that particular image.
To be honest,
Understand?
I know they're not a challenge.
Yeah.
You say, I was say, I'm disappointed in you. Nobody appointed me. So the day I say I'm not doing again, I'll just myself off social media. You get? I don't have this pressure of, oh, I have to come out a certain way. You get? For me, I'm even trying to be more serious online because I'm always too playful, and I feel like maybe I should be demure. But I also know that it's not my personality to be demure, and I'm now taking pride in identifying as a yappa.
I'm sorry, which one is that?
Yeah, people that are yappa that always talking.
I've never heard this one though. We learn every day, you know.
Yeah. So the thing is, I also know that I'm not always like that. Sometimes I always want to like be quiet, you know. But sometimes I always want to be like very chatty and stuff. So for me, it's just like showing up however it is I'm feeling at that point. But trying to set up a certain image of, oh, it has to be a content creator. Thank God I'm in Nigeria. Because it's in Nigeria that I'll probably have that kind of thing. But here,
nobody's son.
You don't even know what is going on. So please.
Okay, so you mentioned you recently got married. Congratulations. So how hard was it for you to find love
in Germany?
Yes.
Well, I'm a star babe.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Insert modesty. No. But for real though, how hard? I wouldn't say it was difficult per se, because and don't get me wrong. Yeah, I know that. So it's not always as easy as, but for me, I feel I always had that I was talking to. The question was just who was genuine enough, who did I like enough, to want to do life with them. I was always talking to people. Sometimes, if my husband now, I remember one time I told him, I'm not doing anything. Because sometimes it was a bit, but there were also times where I wasn't talking to people, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like there was this, let's say maybe like in a year, I could probably have been talking to, for example, maybe 4 guys, 4 different times, not like
4 different talking stages.
No. Now just as an example, like 4 different times, right? Yeah. Maybe I'm talking to one person this time, right? But if I stop talking to that one person,
there's somebody else that will take over, shift.
But when I'm talking to that one person, there's probably nobody else I'm talking to.
Okay.
So it just gives me that focus on that one person. I see this person is even a serious person. You get?
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, but I wasn't really, I don't know. And also because I'm not really attracted to white guys. I'm not necessarily interested in them. My focus has always been, I knew I was meant to marry a Nigerian.
Okay.
So for me, yeah.
So your husband is a Nigerian?
And my husband is a Nigerian.
You met your husband here?
Yeah, I met him here.
Okay. As a star babe now?
As a star babe.
Yeah, because I've heard a lot of young women talk about loneliness in Germany, how it's really lonely here.
I wasn't lonely. I didn't lie to you.
Yeah, okay. You're peculiar. Your case is different or something.
I wouldn't. For me, me not being lonely wasn't because of men. I had a lot of female friends.
Okay.
I do have a lot of female friends. Even up till now, I have a lot of female friends too. Yeah. So for me, I was never really male focused per se. For men, to me, it was. I'm not the one that I was saying that.
Wait.
It's not like I don't like them. Of course, I'm married now, so of course.
So you like man?
Who I don't like? Now, woman I don't like before, but they were not the center of my world. Do you get? And I had already low-key made up my mind. If, for example, I end up never getting married, I would have still been fine. I would have still, it was never a do or die affair for me. And that was the mindset I was always approaching with. So once there is I see that this person is moving mad out, you get, it was never really a thing of, there was only one person that it was like, oh yeah, let me try. And once it didn't work out with that person, every other person was like very, very dispensable, you know? So yeah. But with my husband, to be honest, it was actually very special because even times where it was, when I know in myself, it's time to, but there was always something that was making me hear this guy out and do a self-reflection. Maybe you're the problem. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was how it was.
Yeah. I really liked what you just said now. Like, sometimes look within.
Yeah.
And because most people always point fingers.
Yeah. You have a finger pointing, but at some time, sometimes you're the problem, you know. Try and correct your bad behavior. Tell yourself the truth. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah. What is I wanted to ask, like, the difference between the dating scene here for young African women, you know, the difference between here and in Nigeria. Because let's say by Nigeria, there's a lot of,
oh my God, Nigeria. See, I'm here. People say I'm star babe in Nigeria. Hottest star babe. No, Nigeria. You can, just by virtue of walking on the road, like on the street.
Yeah, because I noticed that here, people don't stop people on the road.
People don't stop people on the road. Here, you have to actively kind of, I don't want to say put yourself out there, because I try not to also be on dating sites, because personally, I don't believe in dating sites. I feel like it's too engineered. I like things a little bit more naturally. Yeah. But for example, I met my husband online on Instagram. Although when he reached out to me, it wasn't for dating purposes. It was something completely different. Do you get? Really? But I also knew that when it comes to, how do you say, like in Nigeria, just post some, just be outside. You don't even need to be in, when I say outside, not like in a club or anything. You're going to church, you're going to somewhere to buy something. Do you get? There's always someone that's looking at you and marrying you and stuff like that. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are genuine, but at least you always get their attention, right? But here,
it's not lacking.
You be the one fighting yourself. But here, it's more or less like, okay, first of all, I met a couple of people on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Because the companies that I've worked with in the past, somehow they're always making a post about me on LinkedIn. So people usually reach out to me from there.
Okay.
And then on Instagram as well. Although most people that I met on Instagram, they are mostly for serious things. So maybe they need their help coming to Germany, or they want to ask a question or stuff like that. Not necessarily for dating. Do you get? Yeah. And then church, not really. Because I don't know, somehow I keep a very straight face. I don't know why. I don't know why. And it's also I'm currently with God, right? I'm always like, I always go say the prayers on my way home, like for whatever reason. So I wouldn't really say church. And probably also from going to, how do you say, visiting friends. That's also in like some places that I've met people on visiting friends. But yeah, I never did dating sites. People don't stop you on the road here. Yeah. It's always really weird. If you stop me, I might even call police for you. Yeah, and always friends of friends of friends of friends. Yeah, that's connections. Connections. That's the best way here.
So, being someone that have been here, right, successful, right? What advice do you have for young Nigerian women, that are here navigating this navigating the complexities of love and loneliness in Germany, finding a relationship? You know, some people find it really hard. You're not into men. There are people that are into men that want to get married before a certain age, you know, and there the men here, most of them are going to Nigeria to go and get married and all of that. Like, so, yeah, what advice will you have for people like this?
Stop being into men. The thing is, I feel like if you need to, first of all, decentralize men, because I'm not saying that being in a relationship is not nice. It's not. It is. But you should also have some level of self-respect.
Okay.
Because that way it opens your mind to think like there's certain things you will not really tolerate from people. The same way too, if you have respect for yourself, you would also want to give respect to other people too. Because the truth of the matter is, I say two-way street. In as much as you don't want disrespect, you also don't have to dish disrespect out to somebody else. And there are certain men that they would come to you good. Well, it's not a character you have. So that's one. And then the thing is, if you say you're lonely, are you sure that's because of a man? Do you get? Are there other people around you? Are there other women around you? Are there other activities you should be getting yourself into that will probably give you fulfillment apart from men? Do you get? So sometimes too, you have to make yourself busy. Start a YouTube channel if you don't know what to do. Start blogging. Start a TikTok page. Do you get? Because that way, it opens up your mind to other things. Life does not start and end with men.
But there are people that have their parents, their moms, always calling.
That is why you're abroad.
Like
that. For me, I feel like the virtue of being abroad takes away 50% of this whole why you're not married to.
Pressure.
Do you get? Because if you call me and the first thing you're asking me is a man, I'll not answer your call again.
Even if it's your mom.
You don't answer.
You will answer.
I'll answer. So that's the thing. Like, it's not as if I'll not answer you entirely.
Yeah, but I get what you mean.
The diversion of the story will always, once you just start gearing towards men, like say, some come they go out. You get the conversation, because and that's the truth of the matter again is that I don't know how some parents, about my own parents, luckily for me, to be honest.
Do not do that.
My mom, no, she was not, because she was a career woman.
Okay.
My mom had a 9 to 5 and everything. So for her, it's like, before you start saying anything about a man, you have to be very, very established. Like, you have to be normally, like, you have a job, you're good, before you start talking about men around her. So, but, and that's it. So even when I had come here, I'd already started working. She was not really coming to me with the men talk. It wasn't my dad that wasn't wanting to be
to
leave his house. But gist of the matter is, most times when you're also abroad, they're more concerned about your well-being than whether or not you're in a man's house. Do you get? And in as much as we love our parents, we always want them to be happy and all. But now you know what you see. Do you get? Now you know what you see. You wouldn't want to try to what's the word? Make them happy and end up with the wrong man.
Yeah.
Because when you do,
now you go suffer.
They live their life. They come and help you do wedding. After that, now you go see the shake away, they go, do you get? So it's always good that at least you yourself, you're already established, you know what you want. And it's also easier that, because at that time, also with experience and age and everything, you might not really know everything that you want, but you know what you don't want. That's something that I kind of experienced. Because for me, it was like, I didn't really know what I wanted in a man, but I knew what I didn't want.
Yeah.
So if I just say any sign of something I didn't want, my dear, you're great. So yeah, what I'll tell a young lady that's coming here, you have to find other ways to get entertainment that isn't men. And if you also make your life all around men.
Men are not all for entertainment, are they?
Like, I wouldn't really say entertainment per se, but like, loneliness. Don't let it not be like it's always a man. There are other things you can do.
Yeah.
If you just do everything man, you will not really you miss out on a lot of things. And what are the things that a man would, I don't know how to say it, but once you find a good person, you would know. And your body, how will I say? You will know, and it becomes easier for you going on. So you don't want to spoil that because of trying to chase one man. And if you not find out you're the one that's always chasing the person every time, relax. Relax and chase this one. So yeah, but I don't know, maybe I'm talking from my own perspective too, because there are a lot of things I did not kind of experience. I've heard stories of women that have gone through really bad things, and I say it can never be you.
Yeah.
can very much be you.
Yeah.
So
Can
I
be
don't
you
want-
times
yeah,
two.
times two. So I don't want to really say, oh, it can never be Aish. I was just lucky, I guess. Just very lucky.
Yeah. Okay. So you built a life from scratch here.
Is it really from scratch?
Yeah. I mean, when you came here, did you have like, what was it? How easy was it for you to, integrate?
Well, yeah. I'm still integrating because I still don't know how to speak the language, but like fully. So I'm still integrating. I think I'll always keep integrating.
Okay.
But yeah, because when you say from scratch, it's like I didn't need help or I didn't have help or something. But I know I had a lot of help.
Okay. Yeah. So, I've been meaning to ask, like, what does an influencer do?
No, Jim. So now don't quote me anywhere. This is how I define an influencer. It does not mean this is how everyone should define an influencer. But the way I see an influencer is someone that maybe their lifestyle or the products they use or whatever it is that they are doing makes someone else want to emulate what they're doing or get whatever it is they have.
Okay.
Because they're now kind of, normally you probably wouldn't have cared about that thing or you probably wouldn't have known about that thing. Because by virtue of them using that thing, it now makes you, or it kind of influences you on wanting to get that thing or use whatever it is they're using or kind of want to live the kind of life they're living. That's where I think whole influencing, like that's what influencing essentially means. That's how I see it.
So is it like you just find a particular product or a particular thing, or you are influencing everything, whatever you? Because I mean, I've heard skincare influencer, I've heard hair product influencer, I've heard that this person, influences a particular thing, and I've also heard that someone is just an influencer, right? What does it's confusing, for me.
I get. For me, I wouldn't even see myself as a 100% influencer, let's say, because it's not if I see product that will influence. I say Germany don't used to give us anything, so we don't really see, right? But I see myself like more of a social media creator than an influencer. However, I do know that sometimes too, I've also had like different brand deals that I'm essentially telling people, oh, this is what it does and this is, how you can get this thing. So kind of influencing you to get it, right? And the thing is different. Before it used to be, oh, I'm a skincare person or a skincare influencer or like hair care. But right now, a lot of people are vying into themselves being product. So it doesn't matter whatever it is, their whether it's a beauty product or maybe a restaurant or a hotel or whatever. So long as it's them using it or them experiencing it, you kind of intrigued about it and you kind of want to use it too. So they themselves that they are now the niche because their personality is not necessarily the product per se.
Yeah.
I think it's a better way, to be honest, because then you don't have to rely so much on a particular product. So at the point you get tired of talking about the same thing all the time. You want to talk about something else because you're a human being, But you will still be you.
Of course.
Growth and all. Growth and all, you will still be the same person.
Yeah.
Your life would have evolved maybe from being a single person to being a married person to being a mom to being this, but you're still you. So.
Okay. Because I've always, heard this person is an influencer, and I've heard that everyone is now an influencer on the internet these days. Like, and I'm like, what are they influencing? Like, who are they influencing? Because I mean, some of these people are even fake, right?
I'll tell you what. That's a true test of influencing. Let's see how long you stayed online.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easy to start. It's not very easy to stay consistent. And also not very right time. Maybe you post only 2 views, 3 views, 100 views, and maybe like just your views begin to dwindle because that's the thing that Instagram is doing right now. I think I've lost like I don't know how many thousand followers. They just go down. You get so this if you don't have strong mind, this kind of thing can make you be like, okay, I'm not doing it again because you're getting validation from these external factors. Yeah. So it depends on why the person is even influencing in the first place. Yeah, that's why I said, even though I'm not getting products per se, or I'm not getting a lot of stuff, it does not mean I'm going to give up on it, because I genuinely like doing it. So when people say, oh, everybody's an influencer, really? Yeah, for how long? You know? Yeah. How much have they put into it?
Yeah.
Like, are they playing the long game? You know? And again, influencing right now, how happens 5, 6 years time? Will they still be doing it? Will they still be interested in it? Then you don't know who really is the influencer.
So, speaking of views and validation and engagement, have you ever been discouraged by low views?
Yeah.
Low...
Yeah, I've been. I mean, I'm a human being, and I wouldn't even lie. Sometimes I put out content, it's like, it's not getting, you think the thing will do numbers. It's not really doing that much numbers. But I also think, because for me, I've not really had a lot of videos that are going viral. You know how it is that you put out maybe 10 videos, 6 of them went viral. I've never really had that. Maybe 1 or 2 go viral. So I've always had like this small, steady growth. So it's kind of easier for me to deal with. Imagine if maybe I have 10 videos out, 6 are doing 100K. The remaining 4 are doing 2K. The level of heartbreak that would be to get. But because maybe if I have like 10 videos out, maybe let's say 1 or 2 will do like maybe 15K to get. And then others would do like maybe 500 there, but because of the size of my following too, you get, it still makes me like, okay, it's not that bad. So I've been discouraged a couple of times, but I could give a fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's plenty. It's crazy. Yeah, I know. I've heard a lot of things about being consistent and how people give up because
Consistency is not it though.
Yeah.
You have to have strategy while being consistent.
Yeah. I mean, what I mean is because of lack of engagement, because of this discouragement, there's a word like that. Because I was also speaking to someone, he's a YouTuber, or like I was interviewing someone, and the person was like, that sometimes you spend his time editing a video, right? And he edit it as best as it can be, like, put in all his effort, put transitions, put this and that and all of that, and then you put it online, like after hours, days. I mean, I also take days to to edit my videos. So I really understood from him, and then you put it out there and the video does not even get up to 100 views.
Yeah.
Even on Instagram, even on this.
Yep, and you have one rubbish thing that goes into numbers.
Yeah.
We just the one.
Yeah, that's what he also said. Like, he said one video that he just saw something trending. He just made a video about it and like 50K views, 70K views. But then that one that he wanted, that he expects that this one will be the one that will actually go viral,
ends up not going.
People don't even resonate with it. I know. I've also had an experience as well, where I interviewed someone. I had an interview with someone, and this interview is like fire. Even me, I learned a lot from it. And I know that this is something that will add value to people. But I didn't watch that one. Like, that particular one was what I expected that, so that it didn't really go. And then when you look at your studio, you see like, the retention rate, and you're wondering like, okay, like what the heck?
That's where I am now. It's like I'm doing all of this and it's not really, so what do you want from me? But I think what I'm advising myself, probably to whoever it is that's listening to this, would be to focus on the process.
Yeah.
That's really the result.
Yeah.
Because in as much as, you're doing a lot of complex editing and it's not going, it's not doing the numbers, right? However, you're learning how to do this thing. And maybe right now it's not giving you what you want, but in the future, if you keep pushing out that quality content, the day 1 of it or 2 of it those numbers, people still come to your page to look for stuff. So
they watch the old ones.
And they watch the old ones. And they imagine they come, they don't even have quality content, Yeah. And each time you're doing this, you're getting better. That's it. So you just focus on the process, not necessarily the results.
Okay. So do you try to stay true to your Nigerian identity even while doing content here? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to impress the audience, the German.
You can't get to impress anybody, because the thing with impressing people is that you have to consistently
keep doing
it. And as I said, nobody appointed me. So I'm not going to disappoint anybody. I know a couple of, sometimes I know that I have an Igbo accent. And in as much as there's always been, the need to change the accent to sound foreign, it's so annoying to me. So I try not to. Do you get?
Just be yourself.
Exactly. Do you get? For me, so long as I'm articulating my words properly, you can understand me. Do you get? So I'm like, okay, fine. There wasn't a time I wasn't trying to sound a little bit foreign. Wait, what? I felt so stupid. I really felt so stupid. I was like, what the heck? What am I doing? So yeah, it's just easier once you're showing up as your normal person. You don't have to change, or you can only do better. You can only be better, or being better doesn't necessarily mean changing your identity. You get? Yeah. You can change your identity and still be worse than you were before.
How do you do it as in balance your career with your content and everything? I mean, you just said that you work in HR and you have a 9-to-5 job. How do you balance it with content?
I'm still balancing off. I'm really still balancing. I haven't found that perfect, blend yet. So sometimes I see this year, what I tried last year, I realized that I wasn't consistent on YouTube, for example, right? And the reason I wasn't consistent on YouTube was because I was spending so much time editing. And by the time I'm done editing, I'm too exhausted, or maybe I've lost inspiration to even post it. So when I post it, of course, it won't do numbers. Even though the numbers still anyway, that was my mindset back then, right? So this year I was like, okay, fine. I have to find a way where I outsource my editing. So at least I'll be showing up on the platform, right? So I was outsourcing my editing a lot. So what I just did is that maybe a regular weekend, I'll just bulk create.
Okay.
All right. And then I send it to them. They just take their time editing. They send to me. I'll not be posting. But one thing that I also realized with that is that sometimes a video that's supposed to, maybe I edited the video, or maybe I recorded the video beginning of the month. I end up posting it at the end of the month. Me that I even did the video, I can't remember what happened again. So when I now want to describe the video, in your description box and stuff, I've forgotten what even happened.
You have to go out and watch your video.
You're going to rewatch it. You're also tired of it. So it's like, it's not really, but it's better than not showing up at all.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So yeah, when it comes to right now, it's just this bulk creating thing. Something I'm trying to experiment a little bit more on is finding easier ways to record.
Okay.
And having less mistakes when I'm recording. That way I have less time editing. And also finding easier ways to edit. It doesn't have to be complex karashika, because there people now focus on the editing than on the message. And the day you don't edit that kind of editing, you now feel like what you're doing doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, you're trying to pass a message, in what you're trying to do. So that's what I'm trying to play around with. So, and I'm also trying to find a different way of storytelling. So, in as much as I don't want to be doing vlogs that are just, you bring your camera, just without purpose, you just talking. Do you get? I want to also do vlogs that have a purpose.
Yeah.
It's still vlog, it's still playful, it's still me showing up every day, but there's a sequence to it. Like there's a proper storytelling to it, I still haven't found the best way to do this. That's why I'm a bit like this. So, but yeah, I'll just keep experimenting until I find something that really, really would work. But when it comes to showing up, you have to find ways up. And the funny thing is that assuming, like last year, I was working mostly from, was it last year? Yeah, last year I was working mostly from home. Like easily just, but now I go to the office all the time. And I don't like recording when I'm in the office space because again, GDPR. You don't want to put something that is not supposed to be there. You're not start fighting with the company,
Yeah.
So it's a bit, So I see myself recording on my way to work or back from work. Or maybe I have an event happening the weekend or after work and stuff. Just myself recording. Then but other than that, it's a bit more rich because then your life is following the same routine, There's nothing special. It's the same you buy that to go to work, say you buy that to come back, So yeah, we're still learning. Until I find the perfect way of, still editing, still recording, and still showing up consistently in a, state.
Okay. So what message do you have to pass to your viewers? Like the people that watch your content, Adaz Place, our own, what message do you have to pass to them? What do you want to tell them?
I mean, I think most importantly, what I want to actually say is thank you.
Can tell them.
No, for real. Like I want to say thank you to all, like everyone that has watched me from the beginning, even if you're just discovering me, because I know a number of times maybe I've gone offline for a long time. Someone just sent me an email. What's going on? I hope you're good. For me, it's like, even if it's for this one person that I'm showing up, I'm showing up for, I'll keep doing this thing. There's this lady that if you see us talking, I've never seen this babe face to face, but she just enter my post content. She's always commenting and stuff. So we kind of now know a little bit more about each other. You get? And so for me, it's like, it's very fun, and it's interesting that when I think I'm doing nonsense, somebody likes nonsense I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really good. Sometimes I don't post like, Auntie Ada, how fun that? So it's really, really interesting for me. And even if it's just for this one person, I'll always keep showing. Anytime I'm late, I'm like, sorry, no vex. Life has been life. I always keep showing up. So for my viewers, I would say a very big thank you. As I said, I met a lot of people from being online, and they met a lot of you people from being online. Sometimes some people just stop me, I'm like, are you at that space? I'm the one. If you can help me, my dear. But my people, they don't harass me. Nobody has said, I don't think I've ever received any like bad comment per se, or people can come in to troll me or stuff. I think I remember one time someone dropped one last sitting on my page, and that person was responding, like he was firing this person. So for me, it's like, is this little safe zone, Each day we're trying to grow and do more, but for the people I currently have, I'm very, very grateful to them. So yeah, thank you.
You've had her. She's very grateful. Thank you for being
Thank you, guys.
I also tell her to subscribe to the channel.
Please subscribe. No, for real. Subscribe. You probably don't know that there is a SIIUUUUSCribe show.
Yeah.
This is shaking so much. You probably don't know that it's a SIIUUUUUSCribe show on YouTube, a podcaster, like subscribe. He has some very amazing things going on. The first time I reached out to him, I was like, there's someone like this. Like, I didn't know that you were there to get. And last time looking at your page, I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Let's do this. So, yeah.
Yeah. And if you have not also subscribed to her channel, you know what to do.
It's Adaz Place.
All right. Thank you so much for, this time. Yeah, it was really nice speaking with you, getting to know you as well, getting to know you better. And also, yeah, sure.
Maybe this time around I'll drive to Bremen. Because it came all the way from Bremen to Berlin. That's some dedication right there.
Yeah. She's special. So, yeah, so so since it's Adaz Place, you have to go to Adaz Place, literally. All right, so it's amazing having you on the show. Thank you so much for appearing.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, guys, for being here, watching, always, like, supporting me, supporting her, supporting us, like supporting even all the creators. I really appreciate. We really appreciate. If you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It's
Now
just,
is the time.
yeah, it's free. It's just the simple way you can support us.
That's it's literally free.
It's literally free. And I believe you would always see value in the videos that we post out. Like, our videos takes a lot of work to do, and
A lot of traveling too.
but it's all good. It's just to make you happy. It's just to bring value. It's just like, to spend time with you. Right. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you too.
Yeah. See you on the next video.
See ya.
Bye.